Hey everyone, I'm Olivia from the Spectora team. I'm here with Megan, who is one of our product managers. And today we're here to talk about V10 of the Spectora app and specifically do some myth busting around some frequently asked questions and misconceptions we've heard about the V10 app. Megan, before we jump in, you want to say hi?
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Megan. I specifically work with our report writing technology to make it better for inspectors. And we've done a myth busting video like this before, but we just wanted to, especially with the March 16th move over, we want to bust some myths that we're seeing just across platforms.
Wonderful. All right, so let's get right into it. Myth number one that I've heard a ton recently is that V9, the legacy app that everyone uses right now, is going away on March 16th.
Yeah, of course. So that is not true. V9 is not going on March 16th. We're just simply switching out which app you see when you search Spectora. So when you search Spectora right now on the App Store, the Play Store, V9 pops up. And now we're moving it to V10 popping up. Previously, we sent V10 through different options like test flight or through Google Beta. Now we're going to be sending V9 through those different options. So to avoid your app being updated to V10, all you have to do is re-download V9. It's really simple through these other options. It's not going away. Tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell your babies. I don't know, but just want to make it clear it's not going away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great point. Well, we are certain that V10 is ready to use, and one of the reasons we're making this upgrade is so that all new users who go to download the Spectora app can just get V10 because that's where we are innovating and continuing to make updates. If you're more comfortable on V9 right now, you can continue to use it. So we just want to reiterate that loud and clear. At this time, you do not have to move off of V9. To continue using V9, you do have to download a different version of the app, and we'll link instructions in the bottom of this video. Wonderful. All right, myth number two, which is related. I've heard some people saying that we are purposely working to make V9 worse to get people to move to V10.
Yeah, of course. So again, this is a myth. That just I think there's like this old thing where you have this question of who benefits from doing something. And so if you have that question around like why are we making it worse? No one benefits from us making software worse. Our goal is to partner with you and provide you with the best software. The reason that we built V10 in the first place is because V9 is built on technology that when we started Spectora was great, really cutting edge. But as we've grown and as software's grown, it's just not cutting it anymore. It's outdated, it's not keeping up with new devices, and it just is causing problems. And there's a lot of things we can't do, like Android won't even let us update it anymore. So the reason V9 might be having more problems is because that's the whole reason we built V10 is because it was on older code that we knew was going to have problems over time. So it's not us introducing anything new. We would never do that because our goal is to provide you with wonderful software. Us making our software worse is against everyone's best wishes. So yeah, myth. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. We are not doing anything to make any version of the app worse. Myth number three that I've heard is that V10 feels completely different than V9 or is like an entirely new experience.
Yeah, of course. So V10, well, it is a different app you have to download. It is not completely different than V9. So we've kept all your same flows from reporting the same as V9 and V10. So when you go onto V10 and you start your report writing, you have the same button grid, you have your same flow, you have your same experience. It will be something that when you go into the app, like any other new technology, I'm sure when you started with Spectora, if you're a longtime user, it took you some time to speed up on V9. With V10 too, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to feel completely up to speed, but it's not a completely different experience. We didn't change the way you write your reports. We made sure you had to keep that speed you've built for the years on V10, even if it takes you maybe a couple inspections to feel totally up to speed.
Absolutely. And thank you for covering that. Again, you all use V9 of the app, everyone who's still using V9 every single day. So in those first couple inspections, it might feel a tiny bit different, but it's not a whole new flow. What I would encourage you to do is either start with a mock inspection of your own house or take it on an inspection that maybe a realtor isn't attending, for example, and one where you feel comfortable to get used to those small changes. In the end, and we actually have a video that I'll link below walking through what the key differences are. But in the end, we actually think V10 will speed up your inspection time because of some of the new innovations and features we are building into the app. Wonderful. All right, another myth that I've heard, and this one I think is confusing, so I'm really excited to explain it, is that V10 is a beta app and it's actually not ready for users yet.
Yeah, of course. So V10, it's not a beta app anymore. It's been in work for a long time, and we have over 45% of all of our inspections going through it. Something in beta would definitely not have that volume. The reason that people still think it's a beta app is because of how we're sending it. Like I mentioned before, we're sending it through different pathways than your App Store, your Play Store right now. So when we send it through something like Google Beta, it says beta, or Test Flight, it says beta. So we're sending it through those ways, but it's no longer a beta app. It's definitely ready for use. We have some of the biggest companies in the industry. A lot of our user base uses it and loves it. So it's definitely not in beta, but it is sent right now through different beta ways. And that's why we're going to make this switch. So then everyone has easy access to V10 without having to go through test flight or through anything else.
Absolutely. That was a great explanation. And again, like everyone, this is one of the biggest reasons why we are moving it to the default app in the App Store because it's not a beta app. It is ready to be used by all inspectors who feel ready to use it. So that's one of the biggest reasons why this change is happening. But I do get that it feels confusing when you're having to download it currently through a different path. Um, Wonderful. All right. So another thing, a myth that I have heard is that V10 changes what an inspector already has set up from Spectora. So I've had a lot of people asking about integrations like QuickBooks or their past reports or their templates changing or being lost when they switch to V10.
Yeah, of course. So V10, it's really just a new app and a new web editor. That's the only thing. It's just an updated version of how you write your reports in the same flow with a refreshed feel. So everything else on your Spectora stays the exact same. So your payments, your agreements, your contacts, your templates, everything is the same. You're just doing it in V10 on our newer app and our newer report writer versus on V9. But everything else, we wouldn't change anything else. Everything else is the same and it won't disrupt your business on the website. So please keep that in mind. You still get to keep all your flows, all your templates, everything.
Awesome. And on that note, can you just talk a little bit about how past reports work with V10? Like we had an inspector in a webinar recently ask if they're still able to access their past reports
Yeah,
in V10.
perfect. Sorry about that. Yeah, of course. So basically, because V10 and V9 are built in completely different ways and the reports are built in different ways, you can't pull up and edit a normal V9 inspection on V10, but all your reports are stored on the web for V10. So you can, or sorry, for V9. So all your past reports remain, everything's still accessible to you and your clients. In addition to that, we do have ways where, let's say you need to do a reinspection or copy a report from V9 to V10. We have it right now where you can do re-inspections on V9 or on V10 from V9, but it's a little clunky. So we're fixing that before March 16th to make that flow really easy. And then we're also making a flow that you can convert past reports from V9 to V10 if you need to make edits on the app and you need to just go to that. Even with that said, just because you can't edit your reports from V9 on V10, you can still see things like inspection details, clients, agents, payments on the mobile app. So you're not lost if you get a call from someone asking about a fee or something like that. And you can still click view to get to the mobile web on your reports to view them from the app.
Wonderful. Thank you for answering that one. The last myth that I've seen a lot is that V10 is part of Spectora Advanced. We've already kind of covered it, but do you want to get into that one?
Yeah, of course. So V10 doesn't come with any additional fees and it's not part of Spectora Advanced, which are additional back office tools. So things like advanced emails, everything like that. V10 is simply the next version of our app. Everyone who is a part of Spectora has access to it at no additional cost. So this is just us future-proofing the company and future-proofing your technology to grow with you. So nothing in there comes with additional fees or additional content like that. It's just something that we want to give you to be able to give you more access. And then also, like Liv said, it's the only app that we're actually able to improve and make innovations on. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff with V10, and we're really excited for the improvements we're going to get, like original flows on reinspection, which is coming in a couple weeks, like AI improvements in the future. All of that will be on V10. And our goal with making this switch is to offer you all of those innovations and improvements and give you an app that's going to grow with you in your business instead of staying in the past. I think one of our inspectors said it really well. They sent us a note, which they described as a paint. They said painting, and it was by this guy named Bill, and he said, "Yes, change is scary, but staying the same is scarier." So that's basically what we're thinking. Is we know that this is going to be a big shift for you on your business, and that's why, especially, we're giving you access to V9. We're making sure we're trying to provide all this content, but ultimately, we think that making this move is going to help you in your business grow, move faster, and scale just to your best dreams. So we want to just support you And our only goal is to provide you wonderful software and wonderful support and community because we love our inspection community.
Absolutely. That was so well said, better than I could have ever said it myself. And again, that's always our goal at Spectora, to continue to innovate, to make your report writing process as quick and as fast as it can be and as easy as it can be for all of you. And V10 is a huge part of that for us because we can continue to build on this version of the app. The last note I want to end on is, while I know this will feel really new for a lot of you, for a lot of Spectora users, it's not. Over, I think, about 45% of all inspections on Spectora go through V10 right now. And so it is tested, it is tried, it is true, and I just want to reiterate, it is ready for use. So we'll link some of the articles below on how you can get started with V10, answering some of the most frequently asked questions we didn't cover here. Again, if you need help, you can always reach out to either your account manager or the chat bubble, and we're here to help you make this transition smooth. But again, we just wanted to answer and bust some of the myths that we've seen floating around out there. So thanks to everyone who's listening, and please get in touch if you have questions.
Thanks all.